Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the Conroe ISD Woodforest Stadium Bank Stadium stream here on YouTube. I'm Jackson Cochran, and I will be one of your voices for tonight's Week 7 district matchup between the Grand Oaks Grizzlies, who are hosting the Conroe Tigers. We are coming to you live at Woodforest Bank Stadium here in Shenandoah, Texas, and joining me in the booth tonight is Wesley Turner. Good evening, Wes.
Good evening, man. It's a great day for some football. It's not entirely hot outside. It's not 1,500 degrees like it has been these past few weekends. We're getting a little bit of a cool front. Feels nice. We're getting to the fall weather. It's just a good night for some football.
Good night for some football. Great weekend for football if you're actually going to be watching some college and NFL this weekend. But we're focusing on what's here tonight at the bank. Friday night lights are set upon us, and Big Wes, this is a massive test for the Grizz.
It is. As you stated, they are in that battle for that fourth postseason spot from the district. They are in the battle with Oak Ridge and College Park, which they played College Park. I believe they won that game. So it's really that game next week, the Battle of the Oaks. It's going to be a very deciding game to see who gets that fourth postseason spot.
And looking at everything on the Conroe side, they are still undefeated coming into tonight's matchup. So if you are on the Grand Oaks side, you want to try to come out and be aggressive early and set the tone. What do you think?
I feel like you do want to come out aggressively, set the tone, try to get a little bit of a balanced offense. I'd like to see Smith air it out a little bit more. He tends to take a lot of checkdowns.
That's true. That is true.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No.
But especially against a team like Conroe, I mean, you got to take what you can get, honestly, with their defense. With checkdowns might actually have to be the way to go with the pressure that Conroe's going to be bringing with Laura and Ramos, two game wreckers on that defensive line. So
I agree.
The Grand Oaks offensive line, they're definitely going to have a good game.
Yes. Now, the other thing that we're looking at by the numbers, obviously we're talking about Smith airing it out. He's close to throwing for 1,200 yards on the season, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he likes to spread it around, not only getting it to your wide receivers like Preston Cloud, Julian Kent, but he also utilizes and brings the tight ends like Paxton McCutcheon and Ty Roop. He likes to spread that ball around, which is very nice for a very wealthy a very wealthy wide receiver / tight end room. Plenty of weapons on that offensive side is what I meant to say. But yes, now if we were looking at the Conroe side of things, one of the second leading rushers of the district, you're looking at number 7, Dramico Green, who has been tearing it up, 784 yards on the season, 11 touchdowns. And then you have senior quarterback Christian Nunley, who actually cut his teeth for Grand Oaks his freshman year.
Yes, he did play for Grand Oaks before transferring to Conroe. So this is almost like some sort of a revenge game for him. And with all these playoff implications on the line, and if Conroe wins this game, they go in next week against Willis. That game might very well be to determine who is first in the district.
Very much so. That is one of those, because Conroe still has to play the Willis. They still have to play the Woodlands. And if Conroe ends up possibly losing tonight or next week or even whenever they play the Woodlands, then it's going to be that number 3 and number 4 playoff spot where there are going to be so many people clawing for those 2 spots between Conroe, Grand Oaks, Oak Ridge, and even College Park. But tonight, what's right in front of us, you have a very good rushing offense from Conroe. They've rushed for close to 1,250 yards on the season. And that's a big test for the defense, but we're going to go ahead and take a quick TO. We're going to come back and talk about that, but we're going to have our commercials airing for you, and we'll be right back.
Our orthopedic care is shaped around you. And you. And you. Because customizing treatments and using breakthrough techniques is how your comeback starts. Like 3D printing for ultra-precise joint replacements and providing the same specialty care as we do for the Houston Rockets. So you return sooner, stronger, better. This is orthopedic care designed for you. Memorial Herman, advancing health, personalizing care.
Shopping for a new or used vehicle, or just looking for a place for good, reliable service? Go with the name you know. Gullo Ford, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Toyota. The Gullo family has been serving the Conroe Woodlands area since 1970. So the next time you're shopping for a new or used vehicle, or just need service, do yourself a favor and go see Gullo Toyota, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Ford. Or log on anytime at GulloAuto.com. Gullo, let's drive.
Woodforest National Bank, where convenience meets community. With over 30 branch locations in and around Montgomery County, we're always close by to help you with your banking needs. But we're more than just a bank. We're proud supporters of our local community, dedicated to making Montgomery County a better place to live and work. Experience the difference at Woodforest National Bank. Convenient, caring, and committed to you.
What if a world-leading hospital could also be your neighborhood doctor's office? With Houston Methodist, it is. Our primary care physicians invest time in your visit, so you're seen and heard, virtually and in person at locations across the city. And we're always ready to connect you with our network of top specialists.
That's the difference between practicing medicine and leading it. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Since 1965, the team at Buckaloo Chevrolet has been working hard to deliver a better car buying experience to every customer. If you're looking for a better selection and a better car buying experience, head to Buckaloo Chevrolet. We promise no hassle, no haggle buying, and we never add things to our price you don't ask for. The price you see is the price you pay at Buckaloo Chevrolet on I-45 in Conroe, or shop BuckalooChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. And remember,
It's a better buy at Buckaloo.
Thank you again to our sponsors who are able to let us continue to bring you these broadcasts here on YouTube. And if you are watching at home, or if you are just viewing on either your phone, your tablet, smart TV, just remember that we are requesting that if you would like to subscribe to us, there's that little oval-shaped button. There's a bell to the left of that. You click both of those. It'll let you know anytime that we're going to go live throughout this season and next season and so forth here on the Woodforest Stadium Bank stream. Big Wes, what we were talking about, a little bit of that defense from Conroe before we had to take that brief timeout for the sponsors. 12 forced fumbles, 10 fumble recoveries, 5 interceptions. Now, with the amount of times that Smith likes to throw, there could potentially be that an interception could happen.
In District 13-6A, Coach McDowell is building this program for long-term success, and the Grizzlies are ready to roar this season.
Hey, go out there and make plays, fellas. Let's do this. Y'all want to win this game? Let's go win the game.
Well, we had to mute ourselves for that hype video. I'm sorry about that, Wes. We kind of had the hype video step on us for 1 second, but I was asking you about the defensive side things for Conroe. Talking about the forced fumbles, they're able to recover fumbles, and also they've had 5 interceptions on the season. What I was saying about Smith, liking to air it out a lot. You could see some action from either Dorian Brew or even Xavier Harmon making some plays on the defensive side for their defensive backs.
Yeah, Brewy's a 5-star. He's committed to Oregon right now, and he's definitely one of the people that I would look out for. Just watch him, because there's a chance that he can make some big plays.
100%. The fact that you have a 5-star going to Oregon, and he's still being recruited. From what we've heard, that there have been some coaches been coming to Conroe. They're trying to still recruit him to go to their programs, but as for now, we know that he is committed with Oregon, and he is one of those game wreckers on the defensive side that you have to be aware of where he is on the field. No matter what, tonight, Smith needs to be aware where number 4 is lined up on either a receiver, either if he's on one of his tight ends. That is a big must for the junior. Both teams have run out of their tunnels. If you look down, you can see that Grand Oaks, they are wearing their orange jerseys, blue pants with the orange helms, and Conroe with the all whites tonight, looking Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, looking Stormtrooper, whatever you want to say.
I think they do have a little bit of black on the sleeves, so I think it's more Stormtrooper.
More Stormtrooper. Okay, so not Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Okay, I get it. Ghostbusters is one of my favorite movies of all time. I hope you've actually seen Ghostbusters.
I have not.
Oh, that hurts my heart just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's okay. You have homework this weekend. You have to watch Ghostbusters. You have to watch Ghostbusters. It's spooky season. It's October. It's a classic. Oh. We do apologize for stepping on the national anthem as it was beginning. Our team captains are about to make their way to midfield for the coin toss and show of good sportsmanship. Wes, we know that tonight is senior night for Grand Oaks. All those graduates for the 2025 class. This is one of those high key games that you want to play. You want to go home with the W on senior night. Making their way to midfield, you have number 23, Donnell Frazier, senior running back. Number 90, Tyler Grant, senior defensive lineman. Number 7, senior defensive back, Jackson DeGeorge. And number 34, senior linebacker, Brandon Moylan, who leads the team in tackles. So they exchange pleasantries, show of good sportsmanship. Senior Jaden Ramos, number 10 for Conroe. You see number 7, Jermico Green. Number 9, Tyler Wise. I think that's number 43, Ramon Lara at the end. So Conroe will be receiving, which means Grand Oaks will be getting the ball in the second half. And Wes, we're 30 seconds away from kickoff. I know, it's shocking. It's exciting.
It is very exciting, especially with this type of game, with the magnitude that it has for both teams in playoff and district contention. This should definitely be a good, exciting game.
I agree 100%. I like what both these teams have been doing this season. I'm excited to see what Conroe has in store, how they bring everything they're going to receive first. Obviously, you look by the stats, 1,300 yards. I'm sorry, that's Grand Oaks. Let me go back on the other side. 1,200 yards rushing, 515 yards passing. They pretty much do like to go for that ground and pound style offense. And when you have a bell cow back like Jermico Green, nothing wrong with that.
No, there is not. And with Nunley having that dual threat ability, rushing for 448 yards to go along with his 515 yards passing, it opens up the playbook to all those RPOs and run or option plays that they can run.
You'd like to see that with the utilization of the RPO being a huge factor in modern offenses nowadays, especially utilizing it with the spread. It's made its way to college and even to the NFL. Now, both teams are lining up. Rather quiet in the stadium. Want to get the crowd involved. Senior night here for Grand Oaks and the Grizzlies. But you do have number 35, Jaden Rosado, teeing it up, kicking in between the hash marks. Tigers lined up at the 10-yard line. Nice booming kick deep. It's going to be returnable for the Tigers as they go ahead and return it. We do have a penalty on the first play of the game. That was number 3, Braylon Mills, on the return for Conroe. Waiting for the referee to give us what the actual penalty will be.
Looks like they're discussing it, but it looks like it will be in the vicinity of a illegal block or holding of some sort.
Good eye. Still discussing, still waiting. So you're right, it does look like it's going to be on Conroe. They're signaling for a penalty on Conroe. So Kevin Quintana getting with the personal foul. And Conroe's going to start this drive at their own 10. They need 90 yards to go and get themselves a touchdown. Nunley's going to be in the gun, left-handed quarterback. D'Amico Green line to the right of him. And looks like
A whistle for something.
Yeah, whistle for something. I don't think that they actually called the play. Okay, there it is, a handoff to D'Amico Green as he goes to the far side and gets stopped maybe a yard short.
Yeah, starting off at your own 10, it's not the greatest spot that you can start a drive, that's for sure. In Grand Oaks, their defense, they run that 3-4. Wouldn't be surprised if we maybe see a little bit more runs up the middle, straight up the middle for Conroe, because with that 3-4, there's about a good 3 or 4 yards between the defensive line and the linebackers.
They feed D'Amico Green again, and as you called it, run right up the middle. He gets himself 3, maybe 4, and it's going to be a 3rd and medium for the Tigers.
And you got to love these 3rd and mediums as an offensive coordinator, especially with a quarterback like Nunley who can run or pass it. It really keeps the defense on their toes.
Getting the play from the sideline, play clock getting close to 20 seconds. We're just a minute into the game at the moment. 1 penalty so far on the Tigers, which push them back at their own 10. They're lined up. D'Amico lining up to the right of Nunley. Player goes in motion for Conroe. And that is a pass tipped. That is number 34, Brandon Moylan for the Grizzlies. Leading tackler for the Grizzlies, tied in the lead for sacks for Grand Oaks, comes in and gets that pass block.
Yeah, and that's just a great job on Grand Oaks with that blitz. They were sending it looked like 6 guys up the middle. They were just able to get to the quarterback, and he's very lucky that did not get picked off. There was somebody in the area, so a second more hang time on that ball, and it's pick 6.
Conroe ready to punt. And that looks to be a signal for a fair catch. That it was number 6, Darnell Jackson, who is one of the return guys for Grand Oaks. And after a 3-and-out from Conroe, Grand Oaks is going to take possession in excellent field position at the Conroe 43.
That's some excellent field position. We'll have to see if they can capitalize here.
So Devin Wallace. Grand Oaks is lined up in the pistol. Wallace is lined up behind Smith. Two wide receivers on the far side. They give it to Wallace. He makes it maybe 1-2 yards in between the guard and tackle. So Ozzie Quintanilla in on the tackle for the Tigers. You hear that Conroe Tiger band from the opposite sideline right now. Ooh, bobble snap as they still give it to Wallace. He gets some positive yardage on the bad snap. Now we're going to have ourselves a 3rd and medium here for Grand Oaks.
And it looks like Conroe, these past 2 plays, they've been sending a 5-man blitz, so it's 5-on-5 offensive line versus defensive line. So it's really up to the running back whenever it gets to that next level.
Jermico Green is lined up on Preston Cloud at the moment. Actually, Julian Kent, my apologies. There's going to be a timeout here. Big West, it's a 3rd and medium. What would you want to do if you were the offensive coordinator here for Grand Oaks?
Personally, and we've seen them do this before, they like to run bootlegs with drag routes behind, which is definitely something that I could see them doing here. It's a great way to pick up those good first downs, especially on 3rd and mediums, because you get that separation.
I like where your head is at right now. So with a 3rd and 5, 9.5 left here in the first quarter. Grand Oaks looking for scheming, seeing how Coach has it scripted coming into tonight. This Coach McDowell's 2nd season for Grand Oaks, and in the school history for Grand Oaks, they have not made the postseason yet. And a big win tonight could keep them in contention for making that first playoff berth as Smith lines back up. Play's about to resume. Man in motion. That was Paxton McCutcheon. And you're right, there's the bootleg. Throwing the middle of the field, just overthrowing Ty Roop, number 88, senior tight end. And that's going to be, I don't know, they could potentially go for it here on 4th down.
It's really up to the offensive coordinator. You're in no man's land at this point.
Yeah, we do know that Shep Jenks is the place kicker, the field goal kicker for Grand Oaks. Doesn't have quite the leg. Be smart to just go ahead and bring the punt team out here. Potential fake could happen. But what we're seeing is punt teams lining up. Back-to-back 3-and-outs from both schools.
Back-to-back 3-and-outs. It's either an exciting game or a boring game, depending on if you're an offensive or defensive guy.
I'm more of a defensive guy. I like to see some action. Good snap. Nice booming punt. And played perfectly by Grand Oaks. Are they going to say they were able to touch it before? It's going to go for the end zone. They tried to get it before it rolled into the end zone. So it will be a touchback for the Tigers. Almost was going to have them pinned back at their own 1.
Yeah, they're very lucky that it rolled into the end zone a little bit. Because it honestly, from up here, it looked like he was able to pin it, but it's not what the ref says.
And they have better vision from what we have up here.
Depends on who you ask, but ref's always right.
Ref's always right. Conroe coming in for their 2nd drive, lined up at their own 20, just needing 80 yards for pay dirt. Nunley fakes the handoff, rolls to his right and throws an incomplete pass into the Grizzlies sideline.
Yeah, it looked like it was almost a rollout pass. He had somebody. It looked like Green was out there blocking for him too while he was running. Very interesting with his rushing ability that he didn't decide to tuck and run it there.
So 2nd and 10. They give it to Green again as he gets pinned at the line of scrimmage. He gets maybe 1-2 yards. these Grizzlies are aware of Dramico's running capability. They're trying to put a stop to him early.
Yeah, they've been reading this offense perfectly so far. Going to try to force the second straight 3rd and out.
So Nunley, senior quarterback for the Tigers, started his freshman season here at Grand Oaks, and his brother Cameron is a backup quarterback for Conroe. So Nunley throws underneath and gets it to Dramico Green for the first reception of the night, but that's going to be another 3 and out as Conroe brings the punt team back out.
And that's just great awareness by the Grand Oaks linebackers and defensive backs. They were able to see that they were throwing the screen pass, and they immediately started running towards the ball, running towards Green before Nunley even threw him the ball, which allowed him to outnumber blockers versus defenders, because there was about 3 guys ready to tackle him.
Griffith Tillis and Darnell Jackson back to return for the Grizzlies. Almost blocked by number 42. That was Scott Rutan. And they're going to go ahead and return it. A short return there from Darnell Jackson. They're going to say he was out of bounds at the Grand Oaks 40. And this will be the second drive that we get to see what the Grizzlies have in store in their own territory. Still nice field position. You're close to midfield.
It's the midfield. 3 straight 3 and outs to start this game for both teams. And you know that they're going to want to put a stop to that and put some points on the board. Because with this Conroe team and how good they are and how much depth and talent they have, you got to take whatever you can get.
The way that they're lining up right now, I'm sure they're going to hand it off to Wallace right away unless they try to do some play action here. Wallace up the middle. Short gain, maybe 1. You can see that Ty Roop was lined up next to Smith in the backfield. Second and 9 at the 42 for the Grizzlies. Play action. Looking for Ty Roop. It's going to be an incomplete pass. That was number 1, Mark Jones on the coverage, who was covering Roop.
Yeah, Roop, he's going to be probably one of the, no pun intended, big targets here in this game, especially on those drag routes that you see Grand Oaks run so often.
Roop is a 6'7" tight end. Big target, as you said. Pun is intended. Big target. 3rd and long here. McCutcheon goes in motion. Conroe bringing 4. Smith throws downfield looking for Cloud. Just over his head by a few yards. Actually, that was Julian Kent. My apologies. It's going to be another 3 and out, bringing up 4th down now for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, you can see towards the end of that route, he was able to get that separation, and Smith, he had some time, but unfortunately just overthrew him.
Just a little too much zip on it. Had a nice arc, nice rainbow, but you're right, just a little too much on it. Conroe is bringing in a player from the sideline late, didn't have all personnel. It's going to be signal for a fair catch. That looked to be number 5, Jalen Mayen.
And this is really the drive where Conroe, they've got to get the offense going, because with Conroe, once you get the offense going, it's very hard to stop them. And no, I'm not just saying that because I go there. Just watching back on the film, it is very hard to stop them once they get that momentum, especially with the power that they have on the defensive side of the ball too.
Well, you are our Conroe insider. I'm glad that we have you here with me in the booth tonight. Now, I'm more of that Grand Oaks insider because I've called more of the Grand Oaks games this season. We're not going to be biased at all.
No.
We're here to call both sides of the game. We're hoping for a great game. Now it's going to be a pitch out to Green as he cuts back up the middle. and gets 8 on the run. Both teams still haven't had a first down tonight. Conroe is in short distance of finally achieving the feat.
That was just great blocking overall by the entire Conroe team, by the linemen and the receivers there on that toss play, able to get Jermico a little bit of room to make him shimmy around a little bit.
Senior running back goes in motion. Nunley is going to keep it. He gets the first down, and he is gone. He's gone up the middle. He's at the 30. He's at the 20, 10. Touchdown, Conroe. Conroe Tigers strike first with the quarterback keeper. A 70-yard run from senior quarterback Christian Nunley.
And they ran that play to perfection. What it looked like they were trying to do, they were trying to fake the pitch to Jermico Green like they did on the play earlier, but instead he keeps it and runs straight up the middle. Nobody touches him.
And we're going to see that replay following the extra point. I'll let you break that down for us if you don't mind.
Wouldn't mind getting a little bit some play-by-play in.
Yeah. Waiting for the extra point. Good snap. Good hold. And it's good. About to have that replay come back for you. Go ahead and take it, my man.
Quarterback fakes the pitch. He's running straight up the middle, and he's got some running room. He's at the 50, the 45, the 40. He is gone. Touchdown, Tigers.
As you can see on that run, Nunley designed it perfectly, saw the wide opening, and able to complete the run and find the first score of the night for the Tigers. So leading 7-0 halfway through the first quarter. It's Conroe up 7-0. This is going to be the first time we're going to get to see the return team for Grand Oaks. Back to return, you do have number 22, Kaylin Goss, and number 6, Darnell Jackson. This is a different style of kickoff formation. Haven't seen this at all this season. All right, Tigers are now lining up. They were all bunched together. Tigers decide to kick it deep. And it's going to be returnable for Jackson as he starts at their own 2. As he gets hit and bit pushback, I'm curious if they're going to signal forward progress at the 10.
But yeah, you could tell we'll see on this replay here, he just got popped. He got hit hard.
And trying to run through a defender, trying to break that tackle. And as you can see, just push back. And yeah, they weren't going to say forward progress was at the 15. He was brought down at the 10. It would have been a 15-yard return for Grand Oaks, but they're now starting back at their own 10 for their third drive of the night, trailing just by 7. Conroe looking like they're going to be bringing 5 or 6 here. As they hand it off to Wallace, he runs in between the tackles, gets himself 2 on the run. Wallace hasn't really been able to break out and get one of those big runs so far tonight. In the passing game, that's been all incompletes from Grand Oaks. Haven't been able to complete a pass.
Really, both of those have been because of the pressure that this Conroe front 7 has been able to bring so far.
So McCutcheon goes in motion. Nice. Pass by the line of scrimmage, and it is a reception. That is the first catch of the night for McCutcheon. It's going to be a 3rd and short. Trying to see who was in on the tackle there. But it's 3rd and 2 now for the Grizzlies. And you can see that the Tigers are bringing some pressure. They're tight in the box right now. Looks like could have been offsides. Nope, no flag thrown. And it's going to be an incomplete pass from Smith. Nope, we do have the flag now. It's thrown at the 20. So it was going to be a free play from Conroe. For Grand Oaks.
Have to see. It didn't look like they threw it at the beginning of the play.
Okay, I thought I did see some, because they did jump. That'll be the first down of the night now for Grand Oaks.
It's something that defensive coaches, especially defensive line coaches, preach every single practice, is to stay disciplined and watch the ball.
Press coverage from the corners. So they give it to Wallace. There's a big hole up the middle, but it just closes very quickly as Wallace gets maybe 2 again. It's another 3-yard gain. Wes, they're able to get at least 3 yards. They're averaging 3 yards on the carry tonight. Haven't had that big play happen just yet. As you can see, they're bringing more people in the backfield. Now they're relining up. Players are in motion. It's going to be a pitch to the outside for Wallace, trying to turn the corner. Gets through. He's at the second level. He gets pushed out of bounds for another first down for the Grizz.
Yeah, this is a great block here by number 20, Paxton McCutcheon, out here on the outside to allow him to break that tackle and get up the field for that big run that they've been needing for this game.
Start that run game, able to spread out the field a little bit. Then you can rely on your pass game to open up the field more.
Something that they need since Grand Oaks is very much a spread offense.
Smith, play action. Looks downfield. He's looking for Preston Cloud as he gets it. Preston Cloud. I'd say that was about a 40-yard reception from the junior.
And Smith, after the play action, he had all day in the pocket to throw that pass. Great job by the offensive line there in pass protection.
And Dorian Brew was the guy on the coverage, able to get past him. And now Kalen Goss is in at running back, and he gets his first carry of the night. Just a short gain. But the Grizzlies are now in the red zone in Tiger territory.
Yeah, I think the story of this game, though, will be those big explosive plays, those big 50, 60-yard plays.
Grizzlies changing things up. Give it to Gauze again as he just gets bottled up behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. It's going to be now a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, 3rd down and 10. Probably going to take a shot to the end zone here because they know if not, they still have the kicker that can kick the field goal here.
Shep Jenks is the kicker for Grand Oaks. Give you a quick insight if he makes his way to the field and give you his numbers in a few minutes or just momentarily. So Smith signals Wallace in motion. Plenty of time in the pocket. Throws up the middle of the field. Looking for Ty Roop. There is a flag late. Could potentially be pass interference. We're going to wait for the referee. That came from the side judge.
Yeah, it looks like it's definitely going to be pass interference on whoever was covering Roop. It looks like they held down his arm a little bit or just held him a little bit, which will be interesting to see if they call it pass interference or holding here then.
Pass interference, defense, number 23. First down.
That was Caden Williams who was penalized by the Tigers on number 88, Ty Roop. Not what you want to do. Give 15 yards and an automatic first down, as it's now a goal line stand for the Grizzlies as they are just 4 yards away from tying this game up.
And here, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd like to see him try to throw a high ball to Roop, because with his height and with his wingspan, there's really nobody that if you can throw it high where he has to jump, for it, I don't think there's really much that Conroe can do.
He's lined up on the right side. McCutcheon is right behind him. So they call up a run, and they give it to Wallace. He gets maybe one on that carry. Conroe pretty much trying to plug every single gap. And it's now 2nd and goal at the 3.
They're trying to plug every single gap, which they did execute there on that play, not allowing but a yard.
They're stacking the box on this goal line stand. Tigers trying to hold him here. Smith rolls right, looking, throws incomplete out of the end zone. Good play there by Smith. Didn't see anybody open.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that pass was intended for Wallace there, but it was a great job by Conroe, able to cover him.
I think that was Mark Jones in on the coverage. I believe that was number 1 Mark Jones, and then also you had number 24 Xavier Harmon in there as well. And Xavier Harmon for the Tigers, he has 3 pass deflections on the season that we for sure know of from our handy stats that are with us. So it's a 3rd and goal at the 3. They give it to Kalen Gause, and he is just short of the goal line. It is now a big decision to make. Do you want to go for it here, 4th and 1 at the goal?
At the 1, you got to go for it.
Give it to Goss again, and he gets. We're waiting. Conroe signaling that they made the stop. They had the goal line stand. We're waiting. There's still conversation going on. I believe that they might have stopped him.
Look, yeah, that's what the initial signal was. They're discussing about something. Maybe the ball came out, which if Grand Oaks recovers, would be a first down.
And the referees are still conversing right now. We don't have a definite ruling, but the Tigers do make the stop. They cause the turnover on downs. Grizzlies unable to punch it in there. Now, decision time from this Conroe offense. You know you can run it with Green. You can run it with Nunley. Nunley obviously just had the 70-yard touchdown run. You're pinned back deep.
I think with you being at the 1, I think you got to go run.
Most definitely.
Because you don't want to risk the potential safety if you do end up passing it.
This is one of those opportune times where you need to be under center, because if someone just gets a good jump off that snap, you could potentially be a sack in the end zone. And a safety. So they give it to Green. He's able to truck his way through the line of scrimmage, and he finds himself in the second level, dancing his way through it. He gets himself a nice run. There is a flag at the end of the play, but that was a big 21-yard run from Dramico Green for the Tigers.
It looks like they might get one of the receivers here for holding, but either way, that doesn't take back from the fact that was an amazing play by Dramico Green, able to reverse field almost and get the first down and more.
The spot of the foul, we're going to see where they considered the hold to occur. I believe that was at the 22, and now we'll push him back at the 12. But it was still a first down for the Tigers. Fresh set of downs for the Tigers. Play action from Nunley, looking to the sideline. Tight coverage there from the Grizzlies. That was number 21, Vance Parks, who was blanketed on number 6, Zachary Allen.
That's a great job on Parks with that coverage, able to just stick with them the whole time. able to stick with him the whole time, forcing it looked like to almost go out of bounds a little bit where the ball was not going.
And that was the first time we saw Nunley throw it down the field tonight. Shows you that Conroe's not afraid to throw it downfield with the defensive backs that Grand Oaks has. They're lined up with 3 wide receivers on the near side as they dump it over to Green. And that was number 17, Joshua Tang, who was leading the charge and finished up. But here's the replay. There's Tang and then Moylan at the very end.
There it is again with just great awareness by the Grand Oaks defense, able to sniff out that was also a sort of screen to Jermico and able to just get to him, start running towards him before the ball even gets to him.
Last third down that Conroe had, they were able to run it downfield with 70 yards and score. Again, the play from the sideline. As you can see, Nunley can run downfield. Play clock went to 0. Did they get the time off in time? Conroe was able to get the time off in time. That is Conroe's first time out of the half. They have 9 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, and Conroe still leading 7-0. Wes, it's been mostly a defensive game at the moment. There's only been 1, maybe 2 big plays in the entire game offensively, and it's going to most likely be one of those low-scoring games if it stays like this tonight.
Yeah, and it really depends. That if you're an offensive guy, this game sucks. There's no scoring, but if you're a defensive guy, then it's like, yes, the defense is doing good. I love seeing the defensive battle. You yourself said that you love seeing a defensive battle. I like to see a mix of both. Good plays by offense and defense.
Very true. I did like that big pass over to Preston Cloud earlier. That was a beautiful route run and good catch. So it's a design pass, throwing downfield. Looked like Nunley was going to do a sweep, but he was looking for Tyler Wise, and it's going to be an incomplete pass with just 4 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, and we're going to go ahead and see Conroe bring the punt team out. This will be the 3rd punt of the night from Conroe. Back to return at the Conroe 45. You do have number 22, Kaylin Goss, and number 6, Darnell Jackson. Conroe punting from their own end zone. It's a quick kick downfield as Goss is going to keep it as he gets a nice return. I'd say he gets maybe 13 total. And as the first quarter concludes, Conroe leading 7-0, and Grand Oaks is going to start at the Conroe. Is that either going to be the 29 or the 30 as they go ahead and switch sides? Big Wes, talk to me.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have some good field position to start this drive, which with their offense where they begin in these little chunks of yardage, it's actually really good for them because it reduces the fact that you could eventually have to punt because now you're in 4-down territory whenever you really get into the red zone, especially at this point in the game. You don't have a big lead. You're not behind by a lot, so it's really anybody's game still, and you want to go for those 4th downs to try to score.
Second quarter is about to be underway. I like what you're saying there, Wes. Very nice, very nice. Waiting for the referee to signal that play is about to resume. Smith is going under center here as they hand off to Wallace and gets maybe a yard. We're going to have ourselves an official timeout. So it's going to be a short period of time before play resumes here at the bank. So the first run of the quarter gets stopped at the line of scrimmage, Wes. It's what Grand Oaks, they pretty much continue to attempt running on first down, trying to open up the field a little bit for Smith. That was it was not unusual seeing Smith go under center.
Yeah, but they really haven't done it a lot. But just the handoff. It wouldn't be surprised if we maybe try to see him work into play action type stuff with the amount of handoffs that they've been doing.
Play action there, good call. Plenty of time, throwing downfield. And it's going to be an incomplete pass, looking for Roop again.
They're looking for a pass interference call is what it looked like,
Yeah,
but
that
they
was.
won't get it.
Yeah, Zach Morgan was aware of where the ball was, and they were playing pretty tight. But now it's going to be a 3rd and 10 at the 27. It would be Smith takes the snap, dumps it off quick, looking for Kent. It's going to be an incomplete pass high in his hand. You could see Ship Jenks come out for a field goal, and looking at the numbers, he has attempted 1 field goal this season. Everything else has been point after. He did make him a 29-yard field goal earlier this season. But by the looks of it, Grand Oaks is going to keep the offense on the field and go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, that play there, if he completes that pass, that's definitely a first down. All 5 offensive linemen were down the field ready to knock somebody out for their running back.
4th and 10. Smith moves up in the pocket, finds Preston Cloud on. He gets the touchdown. 27-yard touchdown pass, Smith to Preston Cloud. Pending the extra point, could be a tie game here at the bank.
Yeah, that was great pass protection by the offensive line there, allowing him to find his receiver downfield and make that pass, which means it really all boils down to that battle in the trenches. It feels like we say it almost every game because that is what it boils down to. If you don't have good offensive line play, you can't really have a good play by anybody.
Exactly. You don't have good protection. You don't have enough time to let your quarterback throw the ball. And the extra point is good. So within the first, here we go. So here's plenty of time in the pocket. Smith was able to step up, and it's just a nice route run by Cloud. Thought that he was going to be down at the 1. That's a great matchup. Him and Dorian Brew, they're going at it tonight. And Cloud has been able to get 2 nice receptions off of the 5-star recruit.
Yes, he has. It's probably going to be one of the big matchups here tonight to see because Cloud, we've seen that he has the ability to make those big plays if he gets open.
Tied up here at 7. Waiting for the kickoff. Grand Oaks has it teed up in between the hash marks.
They will come out on their own interesting kickoff formation.
Could potentially be changing the way we look at kickoffs now that everything's changing in the NFL level. And it's a returnable kick from inside the 5. That's number 3, Braylon Mills, on the return as he's going to the far sideline. But there is a flag. Looks to be there's a flag on the sideline of the Grand Oaks sideline near the 50-45 Conroe territory. Just waiting for what happened.
They will discuss, but it is in the vicinity. Usually whenever they throw a flag on the kickoffs in the middle of the field, it's usually those holding calls, those unnecessary roughness like we saw earlier, illegal blocks in the back, really any type of blocking call.
And most of the time, if you get 2 personal fouls, does that usually lead to a suspension from the game, or is it the severity of those personal fouls?
I think it depends with the UIL rules. It depends on the severity, but
usually the referee will signify if it is their first infraction. And that's going to be the first penalty of the night for Grand Oaks. Oh. So the Grizzlies remain perfect.
Which that could really be a telling sign in the game.
Penalties.
Penalties, they are a huge part.
My math is right, and don't quote me. Math couldn't be fully mathing tonight. I think Conroe has been flagged for maybe 31, maybe 32 yards on the night so far with the 4 penalties, because 2 of them were half a distance to the goal. It's not going to be too much yardage for that. But first play from the line of scrimmage, that was a quarterback keeper from Nunley, gets 5 on the run.
It's a great almost ankle biter, shoestring tackle there by the Grizzlies, because he was gone for another big run if he did not make that tackle.
Needing to keep a spy on Nunley with how quick he can be whenever he gets to play. So another quarterback keeper is Nunley. Breaks one off, and he is back in the midfield. He's at the 50. He is finally tackled in Grand Oaks territory. Another big run of the night from the senior.
I will say, as we'll see on the replay here, down the field, that is it's a crushing block by number 7. That is Green, Jermico Green. It's almost in the words of Lil Wayne, he popped him like Orville Redenbacher right there.
That was close to being a 60-yard run from Nunley. He's already crossed the century mark on the night. It's going to be handed off to Jermico Green. He runs up the middle. Short gain. Looks like Grand Oaks is keeping an eye on what Green's doing majority of the time, and they're needing to continue to keep a spy on Nunley.
Which if they start putting a spy on Nunley, that takes away from the receivers, which could open up the passing game, which we've seen that Nunley, he can sling the rock.
Tie game here at the bank. Nunley, low snap, steps back, decides to roll left, and he goes ahead and goes out of bounds, looking for a flag. There's a little bit of extra squawking at the sideline.
You can definitely tell there's no love lost between Nunley and his former school.
I think he was just asking what their plans are for the weekend.
Probably.
I don't know what the new movies are at the theater right now. Maybe they might go catch a flick. Is Rainbow Roller Rink still active?
It is.
Oh, go skating on Saturday night. Nunley rolls right. Moylan was bringing the blitz, and that's going to be an interception for Grand Oaks.
Great play there by the Grizzlies, a leaping interception there.
So Griffin Tillis gets the first turnover of the night. Nunley, plenty of time downfield. You saw Moylan coming in on the blitz, and then great coverage. Nunley throwing on the run, looking for number 6. That was Zachary Allen. And they're going to say that he was down at the 2. Grand Oaks is going to start at their own 2.
That can definitely be a game-changing play if Grand Oaks can end up capitalizing on this game, on this turnover here with some points.
Especially on senior night. junior defensive back Griffin Tillis getting the first interception of the night, first turnover of the night. Please forgive me, stammering just a little bit. The Grand Oaks offense lining up. You can see that they are stacking the box, expecting a run from Conroe. It's going to be a quarterback sneak. And Smith was able to break it through. He is close to midfield. He's going to get tackled right at the 50.
A 50-yard quarterback sneak. You don't see that very often.
So here's the scrum. Great camera work right there by our team here. And Smith was just able to get through it. Slippery. He's slippery through the line of scrimmage and gets tackled right at midfield. So a 48-yard, close to 50, 48-yard quarterback sneak? You got to be kidding me.
This is why we love football.
Expect the unexpected. Smith hands it off. It's going to be Keelan Goss. And Keelan Goss gets a nice run.
And just like that, it's Grand Oaks with the momentum now. With those two big plays in a row, they definitely could go down the field and score and take the lead on this drive.
It looked like Conroe was going to be capitalizing and taking back their lead. And this could be the first lead change of the night if Grand Oaks is able to capitalize from the interception. 2nd and 2. McCutcheon goes in motion. Grand Oaks with 3 wide receivers. It's going to be Keelan Goss yet again as he's able to get through the line of scrimmage. He's in the second level. He gets pushed out of bounds in the red zone. There is a late flag.
Yeah, it's going to be a late hit on number 1 for Conroe. Mark Jones. Running back was clearly out of bounds. He just shoves him to the ground, as we can see here on the replay.
This is one of these types of tone-setting drives that Grand Oaks has in store. You had the turnover from the defense, building that confidence a little bit. You're playing against an undefeated team. You're showing that you can battle, especially at home. And now you are in the red zone. You have a 1st and goal at the 8. Last time we did see them with this field position, they were not able to capitalize with a 4th and 1. But the run game continues to be effective for Grand Oaks, as it now going to be Keelan Goss. This is the Goss drive, pretty much. Actually, no, it's the Smith and Goss drive.
It's the Smith and Goss drive. Looks like they talked some things over on the sideline because at the beginning of the game they weren't able to really get that running game going. But now, so far, they've been able to pick apart this Conroe defense.
Looking like a quarterback sneak here. But there is a flag. There might be movement from Grand Oaks. That'll push him back 5. If it is a false start from Grand Oaks, there'll be a 2nd and goal at the 8. First penalty of the night for Grand Oaks. We're playing an effectively clean game. Those are the kinds of plays that you don't want to have, especially when you're trying to make it to the end zone, as cliche as that sounds. They wanted to have that hurry-up offense and get that tush-push style quarterback sneak. So Gauze cuts back as he's trying to run to the opposite sideline. Looks like he gets nowhere. No, he loses a yard on the run, so it's now 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9. You're definitely in 4th down territory here. But it'll be a big play for this Conroe defense if they're able to stop them, especially with them driving all the way from their own 2-yard line.
Smith rolls right as he gets sacked. That is number 10, Jaden Ramos, getting his sixth sack on the season.
There he is. We talked about it during pregame that he has that game-wrecking ability, and he's shown it right there. As it looks like Grand Oaks is going to send on their field goal unit.
Nothing wrong with taking the points here. This is going to be Shep Jenks, second attempted field goal on the season. He's kicked a 29-yarder. This is going to be a 30-yarder here. Good snap, good hold. And no good. Wide right.
Big stop there by the Conroe defense.
Conroe defense able to put a stop in the red zone yet again.
That drive, that came down to that false start penalty because that backed them up to their own about 10-yard line instead of them being at the 4, which in turn led to the sack, which then led to the field goal, which the kicker missed.
Conroe's going to start at their own 20. Needing to go 80 yards. Jermico Green lying to the right of him. They give it to Green as he's stopped by Joshua Tang and a couple other Grizzlies. Gets a short gain of 3 yards. Just a reminder, Grand Oaks will be receiving the ball in the second half. Right now, it's a 7-7 ball game with under 6 minutes left in the half.
And Conroe, they're going to try to get down the field here, but they're also going to probably try to run the clock down a little bit.
Nunley throwing to the sideline. It is caught. I think that was number 6, Zachary Allen, on the reception. That is a first down. That's actually the second first down for the Tigers. Because even though you get a touchdown on that 70-yard run, you don't really call it a first down because you were able to score.
And instead of a first down, it's a touchdown, which is really what they want.
They give it to Green again. Grand Oaks working their best to try to minimize the amount of yardage that he can get after breaking off that 21-yard run just at the goal line. Conroe taking their time, getting the play from coaches on the sideline.
Now, very interesting. Grand Oaks, they've been running more of a coverage 3-4 today instead of sending many blitzes.
So they give it to Green again as he runs up the gut. Stopped after a yard. Joshua Tang and Evan Phillips in on the tackle. It's now a 3rd and 5 for the Tigers. This is when you need the crowd on the Grand Oaks side to get loud. Put that stop. So Nunley throws up the middle. So with the quick pass, he was under pressure. He was looking for number 5, Jalen Mayen. And with it being 4th and 3, we're going to see Conroe go ahead and bring the punt team back out. With the confidence that Coach Hartman has with their defense, being able to put 2 big stops in the red zone, he's fine with going ahead and punting to the Grizz right now. Plenty of time to punt. Nice high kick. And Keelan Goss is going to go ahead and signal for the fair catch. And we're going to see the 6th drive of the night for Grand Oaks with 3 minutes and 55 seconds to try and take the lead, go into halftime, and getting the ball back in the second half.
Yeah, they really need some more big, explosive plays, which has really been the way that they have been able to score and tie this ball game up. Both of their big drives have come with big 40, 50-yard plays.
On the near side, if you see lined up, it's Dorian Brew lined up on Preston Cloud at the 30. It's going to be press tight press coverage there. And Kent goes in motion. And Keelan Goss is going to go ahead and get this started with a 2-yard run. They're going to say he got 1 yard on the rush.
Once again, good job by Conroe, able to swarm on the ball carrier.
So wondering where you're going to use swarm tonight. You had it in your back pocket.
I did have it. I do have it in my back pocket for any time I call a game.
McCutcheon goes in motion. 2-step drop. Under pressure. That is another sack for the Tigers. That is Alex Coey.
It's a flag down, though. We'll have to see what it's for.
Probably a hold. Was thrown over by the... Oh, could have been a face mask? Good call. Good catch. That's another penalty for Conroe, giving up a lot of these yards to Grand Oaks.
Looks like they said it was on Coy, too, which would explain how he got the sack.
So the Grizz lining up at midfield, close to midfield. Getting the play from the sideline. Play clock is at 15 at the moment. Players are going in motion. You see Roop and McCutcheon switching to the strong side. It's going to be a pitch to Goss as he gets nowhere, as he was maybe getting 1 yard. Trying to turn that corner, trying to get off the edge. But it's just the Tigers having the awareness and bringing everybody to stop the run.
It's very interesting, though. Grand Oaks, they've been sticking to this run game for most of this game, not airing it out as much as they've been in previous games.
Top of the screen, you can see Cloud lined up with Brew again. So we have a play action. Cloud does get open, and he goes ahead and makes another move and almost comes down with it. Actually, that wasn't on Brew. That was number 24, Xavier Harmon, who was lined up on Cloud.
Yeah, great coverage and a great ability to bat down that ball. Looks like McLeod had it for a second there, but Harmon was able to knock it out of his hands.
And in 7-on-7s in the offseason, Cloud has been getting a lot of recognition for his great ability moving in at wide receiver. And it's been a great target for Smith. Because on the season, 261 yards receiving. This was coming into the night. 4 touchdowns. Now he has his 5th touchdown of the season. As McCutcheon goes back in motion again. Tigers looking like they have a man coverage. It's going to go ahead and be a swing pass. And it's going to be an incomplete. It's a 3rd. Actually, it's going to be a 4th down now for Grand Oaks. And we talked about this earlier, kind of that no man's land, but we do see that they are going to bring the punt team out. And this will be, I'd say this is pretty much a smart call. Try to kick it further back. They almost had the punt in the middle, in the 5, but it ended up being a touchback earlier.
So they've shown with these punts they're able to pin them back deep.
Jalen Mayen back to return. Plenty of time. Good hang time. Calls poison. Someone needs to get to the line. They're going to go ahead and get it in the 5. And it looks like that is going to be an excellent punt.
And as I was saying, they are able to pin it back deep again.
So Caden Rosado, the sophomore punter for Grand Oaks, gets another one in the 5, and this time it's going to be ball on the 4. And the Tigers are pinned back real deep, needing 96 to get some points on the board if they want 6.
Yeah, but I think at this point with how deep you're pinned back, it's just get to the locker room.
You're under 2 minutes. If there's any chance that you can get a good drive going, you're going to want to keep it in favor. But you're right, pinned back this deep. Try to get some positive yardage as they hand it off to Green again. And he gets stuffed just out off the line of scrimmage. And the Grizzlies are doing an excellent job trying to keep Green in check tonight because the only big runs have come from Nunley. There's only been one 20-yard run from Green. Everything else has been less than 10 yards.
Yeah, and we'll probably see Grand Oaks use some of their timeouts here after this. Try to get the ball back one more time and have the chance to score.
Grand Oaks has 2 timeouts remaining. It's a 2nd and 9. And they hand it off to Green as he gets some open space. I'd say that he gets the first down there.
It looks like they're going to mark him just short.
You're right.
Nope, they're going to
Nope, they are going to get it to him. So Conroe moves the chains, gets another first down. It's just a minute left here before halftime. Not playing with any sense of urgency for Conroe. They might just continue to see if they can get something going with the ground game. Hand it off to Green again. Breaks 1 tackle. Takes 2 defenders to finally bring him down. And now, with 30 seconds remaining, Conroe could potentially just move back to the sideline and go in, have it tied up here at the half, because the play clock is still at 40.
And it looks like that will probably be what they're going to do.
Yeah, the Conroe's going to go ahead and go to their sideline. And Grand Oaks is going to their sideline. So on senior night, it's been a very low-scoring game, a defensive battle. And Grand Oaks will receive the ball in the second half. Big West, this has been one of those interesting games where we were expecting maybe some high scoring, but instead it has gone in the exact opposite of what we were expecting.
Yeah, it very much has been a defensive battle, which is a major win for Grand Oaks' part because of how powered of an offense Conroe has with Green and Nunley.
The fact that they have been able to neutralize Dramico Green in the first half and getting the ball back in the second half is a big, big advantage for Grand Oaks. Now, we're going to go ahead and take a timeout. We hope that you enjoy the halftime festivities. It's going to be the Conroe Tiger Band and the Golden Girls, and then it'll be the Grand Oaks Marching Band and the drill team. I think they are the Royal. I had it written down somewhere. I apologize. But we hope you enjoy the halftime festivities, and we'll be back for some second half football momentarily.
Introducing the Pride of Conroe, the Conroe High School Golden Girls. The Golden Girls are under the direction of Director Morgan Van Dresser and Assistant Director Hillary Britton. Spirit Girl of the Week is Sunday Jack. Golden Girl of the Week is Sanaya Henderson. Social Committee Member of the Week is Sydney DeKett. Teacher of the Week is Mrs. Short. Social Committee members are Leslie Adams, Sydney DeKett, Camille Brickwald, Sabrina Sarmiento. Military officers are Lieutenant Lauren Clark, Lieutenant Caitlin Coffey, Lieutenant Colonel and Rookie Liaison Myron Taylor, Co-Colonel Amanda Macias, Co-Colonel Ariana Mariscal. To commemorate the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the Golden Girls will perform with pink palms tonight. Here's their palm routine to be loved. Take it away, Golden Girls.
Rifle officers are Lexi Abels, Bella Barnhart, and Sophia Fabiani, Addison Dickey, Brittany Mendoza, Vice President Ava DeVille, and President Patty Brown. The Royal Prize Sergeants are Hope Farmer, Annabeth Erskine, Jara O'Farrell, Alana Walton, and Caitlin Warren. Spirit Girl of the Week is Kenley Grobo. Dancer of the Week is Abby Sullivan. Faculty Member of the Week is Kyle Myers. The Royal Pride Dance Officers are Lieutenant Risa Kiefer, Lieutenant Harley Rogers, Senior Lieutenant Sam Biondo, Senior Lieutenant Sydney Biondo, Senior Lieutenant Amy Benonez, First Lieutenant Reese Garza, and Captain Maddie Melcher. The Royal Pride Drill Team is under the direction of Hannah Gassett and Catherine Prater. Happy Senior Night to all of our incredible seniors, and we are so very proud of you all. Now, we hope you enjoy their kick routine to Fireball. Outdoors, Sentinel Air Conditioning and Heating, and ServerMonkey.com. We greatly appreciate your support and go Grizzlies! Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be amazed. It's time to feel the rhythm, the excitement, and the power of music. Please give a thunderous welcome to the sensational Grand Oaks High School Grizzly Marching Band. The Grand Oaks High School Marching Band is under the direction of Michael Flake, Luke Stoner, Percussion Director Israel Lopez, and Color Guard Director Hope Pasamunas Wagner. The band is under the field direction of head drum major Emma Stone, senior drum major Cameron Hyde, senior drum major Adam Hyatt, senior drum major Sophie Wilson, and junior drum major Megan Bowers. The color guard is under the leadership of Captains Peyton Sunderman, Leanna Ramos, Gabrielle Clark, and Lillian Saunier. The Grand Oaks Grizzly twirler is Texas State Champion Emma Matei. This evening, the band and guards invite you into the Dragon Stage and bring you along the ignition of an epic battle. The Grizzly Band section of the week is the Tubas. Band member of the week is All Above. Freshman of the week is the Freshman. Guard member of the week is the Color Guard. Percussion member of the week is the Percussion section. The Grand Oaks Band Directors would like to say thank you to all of the parents, volunteers, staff, and administrators that have helped us become who we are. We could not have done it without you. Go Geo!
Welcome back, everybody. We hope that you enjoyed the halftime festivities. We had the Conroe Tiger Marching Band and the Golden Girls start things off, and then finished with the Grand Oaks Marching Band and the Royal Pride. I knew it was Royal something. And the Tigers have already run out back on the field through their inflatables, and then we're going to have Grand Oaks coming through the orange smoke. Wes, Big Wes. It's been quite a first half, low scoring, but a lot of defense that has been going on tonight.
There has been a lot of defense, but with those scoring plays by both teams, there have been big plays on those drives.
You are right. Those big plays, you had the 27-yard touchdown reception from Preston Cloud from quarterback Grant Smith that tied it up for the Grizz in the second quarter. And then in the first quarter, you had the 70-yard touchdown run by Christian Nunley. Other than that, there have been a few plays here and there. But if you go back and look at the drives, both teams had 6 drives. Obviously, well, actually, Conroe had 7, but that ended in regulation. They went ahead and decided to let time expire and go into for the half. But Conroe punted on their first drive, punted on their second drive, third drive, got the score. Punt on the fourth. On the fifth, they got an interception. They punt again on the sixth. Both, and then if you look at Grand Oaks, punt on the first drive, punt on the second drive. They ended up turning it over on downs in the red zone. Then they got the touchdown from Smith to Cloud. Then they did another turnover on downs where they missed the field goal going wide right. And then on their sixth drive, they punt. Now, Grand Oaks is able to make it to the red zone. They just haven't been able to capitalize because this Conroe defense is being able to put a stop, especially whenever they have their backs against the wall.
Right, Conroe's defense has been able to make the stops, which has really been one of the telling points of this game, is both defenses being able to get turnovers and stops. But it's one of the also telling points of the game, or turning points almost, is those big plays. But for Conroe really to try to get some momentum, I feel like they gotta give the ball to Green. They gotta get him going because he really hasn't been able to get going yet so far this game.
Yeah, Grand Oaks has been able to neutralize that running weapon that Conroe has. And while Nunley has rushed for over 100 yards already tonight, there has been nothing really from D'Amico Green. He had maybe that 21-yard rush where they were pinned back on the one. But other than that, it's been everything in between the sticks. Nothing has gotten further. And while Conroe's lining up, ready to kick off, it's I believe that's number 33, Zach Morgan, ready to kick it off. And then you have the Grizzlies back to return. Should be number 6, Darnell Jackson. And number 22, Kalen Goss. And Jackson's going to go ahead and take a return. He's able to break one tackle, but there is a flag thrown. There's another flag. Multiple flags. We have 3, maybe 4. No, I see 4 flags on the turf. And there looks to be, there might have been a fumble, and Conroe saying that they got the ball. We're waiting for everything, and there's another there's another flag. Conroe signaling that they recovered a fumble.
Well, there's a definite block in the back. I don't know what the other flags could be for. There's a late flag thrown. Could be a little extracurricular maybe.
Maybe excessive celebrating potentially. But with all of 5 flags on the field, all these penalties, some might offset. We're going to see if Conroe will end up with the ball, while the kick team was signaling that they did recover the fumble. So ball's coming from Conroe sideline. They are going to have the ball. Okay, so the block in the back is going to get declined. That was the second penalty of the night. Now it's going to be declined, and Conroe recovering a fumble on the return and puts them in excellent field position. Going into the half, it looked like the momentum was swinging on the Grand Oaks side. Now Conroe, best field position that they've had all night, starting a drive, taking over with the ball at the Grand Oaks 27.
This is really where we got to get Jermico Green going. He's lining up in almost like a wide back spot, like you would see out of a Debo Samuel or a Cordell Patterson. Let's see what they do here.
So Nunley in the gun. Green goes in motion, and Nunley's going to keep it as he runs to the left side as he tries to stiff arm Tang and then gets tackled. Nunley pulling back his lineman. That was DeJon McCole. It's going to be a second down. They're just 1 yard away from the red zone.
And Tang, he's been having himself a really good game here. It seems like he's almost glued to the ball carrier almost.
It's going to be a handoff to Green as he was going to the right side and cuts back and he gets stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Grand Oaks has been able to put the stop on Green. It's basically been Nunley's game, being as dual threat as he has been. Now it's a third and 5. And Conroe, if it's going to end up being a fourth down, curious what they have in store, if they want to keep the offense or if they're going to go ahead and take the points. But right now it's a 3rd and 5, 3rd and medium. Nunley hands it back off to Green. As he stumbles a little bit, he gets maybe close. He's just 2 yards shy, and I think we're going to see the field goal unit make their way on the field.
Yeah, on that play there, it looked like Green got caught up with Nunley. It looked like maybe Nunley was trying to pull the ball, but Jermico Green wanted it a little bit more. But it looks like they just stumbled over each other, caused them to fall down.
Well, Zach Morgan is 5 for 6 on the season, kicking 83%. His longest has been a 31 this season. This looks to be a 37-yarder. Ball on the left hash with a 4th and 4, high snap, good hold. And they say that it is good. Actually, his longest this season was a 47. My apologies. I was looking at his total points on the season now. That puts him up to 35 points on the season. So the 37-yard field goal is good, and Conroe takes back the lead, scoring on the turnover.
Yeah, scoring on the turnover. It's scoring on turnovers, being able to capitalize like that. It's one of the big telling points for really any sort of football game from any levels, all the way from Pee Wee up to the pros. You see those being able to capitalize on turnovers is really a key part of some games.
Conroe lining back up. Morgan's been really good at keeping it out of the end zone, making the Grand Oaks return guys come out with it. Jackson ended up fumbling it on the previous kickoff. So Keelan Goss is going to be lining up over near the far sideline, and Jackson's on the near sideline. Pending the kickoff. Tigers getting lined up. Morgan's kicking it deep. It's going to be a fair catch from Goss, so they're going to start at the 25.
Now it'll be interesting to see how Grand Oaks responds to those points being put up. You know they're going to try to respond with some points of their own, and they're hoping touchdown. Try to get the lead back, or try to get the lead.
Yeah, they haven't had any lead. They've been able to tie the game, but they haven't held a lead at all tonight. And as you can see with the offense lining up, you're going to see number 2, Julian Kent, in the backfield. Grand Oaks is going to go with an empty set. Low snap to Smith. Plenty of time in the pocket. Gets his read. Overthrows Kent. That was number 23, Caden Williams, that was covering Kent. It was just one of those high passes that goes straight through your hands.
Yeah, and that seems to have been a theme for Smith and Grand Oaks today, which really isn't a good thing because it's been multiple times that we've seen him where he's either overthrown the receiver or just thrown it a little bit too high for him.
Now 2nd and 10. They go back to the run game. Keelan Goss gets the carry, but he's getting met by multiple Tigers in the backfield. That is number 1, Mark Jones, and number 43, Ramon Lara, who has 31 total tackles on the season coming into tonight's game and leading the Tigers with 7.5 sacks. So Ramon Lara being that disruptor, showing that he can make it for another tackle for loss for these Tigers.
And that's Mark Jones. A lot of people asking, who? It's Mark Jones.
Mark Jones.
Here he's got a lot of haters and a lot of homies. Some friends and some phony.
Smith gets pressured, looking for a man downfield. Goes through both of his tight ends' hands. It goes through McCutcheon and then goes through Roop. It's going to be a 4th down. They're going to bring out the punt team. And the Grand Oaks offense needs to break off the rust coming out of the locker room after halftime.
Yeah, it's been a lot of action by the punters and the punt teams so far today.
Caden Rosado back to punt again for Grand Oaks. Has great power and good hang time as he kicks it past the 50, and it's a fair catch signaled by Jalen Mayen. We're going to see the Conroe Tiger offense come back on the field for their 2nd time this half. Winning the turnover game, getting 3 points off the previous turnover.
With how close this game has been, that could really be one of the drives that determines who wins, with them being able to get points off of that turnover on the kickoff.
Little over 9 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter as they give it to Green as he dances his way through a hole, and this could be one of those big runs that we see him for tonight as he dances out of bounds, gets maybe 12. 2nd run past the sticks into the 2nd level tonight.
And this is what they need to do. They need to start getting Green going because whenever he gets going, it's hard for him to stop. Get him a good couple of 10, 20-yard runs.
Conroe getting the play from the sideline. Senior quarterback Christian Nunley drops back to pass. Plenty of time. Throws up the seam, and as he finds Jalen Mayen wide open as he's in for a touchdown. There is a flag after the play concludes. But Jalen Mayen gets 43 on the reception.
I have to see what the flag is, but that was just a beautiful play. Nunley, he had time in the pocket, and he was able to just sling it downfield for Mayon to catch and run into the end zone.
Had a foul on play. Had block in the back at the 2-yard line by number 3. By rule, that is not going to be a touchdown. The foul will be enforced on the spot.
So the touchdown gets nullified from the spot of the foul, which is at the 2. Will go back 5 yards.
Rushing blow there.
Just the 6th penalty. It's been one of those nights for Conroe where they need to get better at playing more disciplined football. While it is going to be actually ball's at the 12-yard line. It was a 10-yard penalty. My apologies.
Yeah, you never really want to have any penalties on offense, but it really makes it even worse if it brings back a touchdown.
Exactly. So they hand it off to Jermico Green as he finds himself a lane and gets stopped after carrying a yard. That was number 1, Griffin Tillis, who had the interception earlier in the night. See if Grand Oaks can put together a goal line stand here and only make Conroe get 3 yet again. Tigers getting the play.
And holding them to a field goal would definitely be big here, especially with how close this game has been so far.
It's another handoff to Green. Actually, no, Lindley keeps it as he goes in for his 2nd touchdown of the night. It fooled me on the RPO.
I don't lie, he fooled me too, which means it was a really good RPO there.
So the 11-yard touchdown run from Nunley brings that touchdown. We do have an actual official score. We are scoring it. Right now, 16-7, pending the extra point. Morgan lined up. Good communication from his holder. Good snap, good kick. Now, Tigers leading by 10 here in the 3rd as Nunley gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night.
And Grand Oaks needs to respond here on one of these next upcoming drives because now Conroe has the momentum. They've scored two straight times on offense.
Made some good adjustments at the half, coming out, setting the tone for the second half. That was one of those key things. Whoever sets the tone, you have momentum and you're going to be able to keep your foot on the gas. And if this defense is able to make another stop and make Grand Oaks punt yet again, it could be another scary potential drive for this defense to come back out and trying to put another stop. A little feedback from the microphones outside. Keelan Goss, Darnell Jackson lining up over at the 10. Goss did signal for a fair catch earlier. Conroe's kicking off. Goss signals for the fair catch. They're going to start their next drive at the 25. Wes looking at the sideline and don't see that much negative body language from the players. They know that they're still in this game. They're only down by 10. Just Grand Oaks needing to try to find some momentum as it's another handoff up the middle. And they're going to say forward progress was stopped at the 29. Actually, no, they're going to say the 31. Nice run by Wallace.
Yeah, they know that they're still in this game because this game multiple times has had many momentum shifts, and it's really the team with the momentum that starts to score and get on the board.
So nice Check pass over to Kent as he was able to juke the defender, gets a first down, and that's one of those things that Grand Oaks really needed on that throw to the sideline. Kent was wide open and able to get that little move on Dorian Brew, and just showing that they're not afraid to throw in Brew's direction.
No, they're showing that they're not, and that's really because Brew has honestly, he's been letting up some plays this game.
Conroe playing tight. There is a false start going to be on the offense. This will be the third penalty tonight for the Grizz. Pushing them back 5 yards, puts them back in their own territory. They were just in the Tiger territory. First and 15 for the Grizzlies.
They're going to have Roop line up as a receiver almost here.
Looks like there's movement yet again. Back-to-back plays. That is not ideal.
No, it is not.
Back-to-back penalties. You know that head coach McDowell, Sean McDowell, is not happy with that from his offense.
No, he is not. It's now his first down and 20. Instead of being in Tiger territory, they're at their own 42-yard line.
Almost halfway through the third quarter here. And the Grizzlies are pushing themselves back with back-to-back penalties. Kent in motion. Two-step, three-step drop. Dump it off to Wallace. Nice check down. It's going to be a 3, maybe 4-yard reception.
I was trying to gain back some of the yardage caused by those penalties. Now it's still second down and 15. They're going to need a big player on second down. Is now Roop again lining up as a receiver.
And McCutcheon lining up. I don't know, there looks like to be some sort of miscommunication from the sideline. They're already under 10 seconds. Coach might have to burn a timeout here if they do not want to get penalized yet again. Able to get it off with 1 second left as they do a screen to Kent as he runs back up the middle of the field and gets 2 on that reception. And it's going to be a 3rd and 15. Maybe 3rd and 16, actually. And this 3rd and eternity, you don't really have many plays in your playbook for 16 yards.
Right, you know, it's a really what you'll see teams do is they'll either take a shot to get the first down, or they just run it to maybe try to get in better position to pin Conroe deeper into the territory.
Kent goes in motion again. Pressure being brought from Conroe, and Nunley breaks one of the potential sacks, dumps it off to Wallace. He gets pushed out of bounds in between the sticks. So an 8-yard gain, but we're still going to see the punt team make their way back on the field.
They've pinned Conroe deep back in their own territory before, inside the 5-yard line. You know that's what they're going to think about doing again.
Rosado has great awareness and leg where he can place the ball. Kind of his little technique. He comes out with the towel and then he throws it behind him, getting his hands and dry so he doesn't have that ball slip out of him. Nice booming high kick as it bounces, as it's going to bounce in the 20. They're going to down it at the 18.
With how much they've been punting, I will say Rosado, he's had himself a good game punting. That's his 3rd or 4th punt inside the 20.
In one of those positions that you don't think about, but if you have someone that can actually put the ball back deep inside the 20, that's a great thing to have, especially out of your punter.
It is, just to have that ability to flip the field at will.
Tiger ball at their own 18-yard line, first down.
So Nunley and Green in the backfield. Green gets a handoff and is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Actually, no, that's not Dramico Green. That's number 20, DK Franklin. Green's getting a breather on the sideline as I see him run back in.
There he is, Tang again. Tang just has great vision of where the ball carrier is, and he's just able to just run straight towards him and make the tackle.
Isn't Tang what the astronauts drink? I might be too old with that reference and that joke. I do apologize. The older viewers at home, I hope you might have got a slight chuckle. Nunley. Pocket collapses as he's going to go ahead and keep it, and we know he's dangerous on the ground whenever he gets some open space as he gets himself another first down for the Tigers.
And Nunley, he has that rushing ability, but as we've seen in this game, he can also throw the rock a little bit. Almost like a Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick type, where you never really know what he's going to do.
Nunley getting the first down for the Tigers. Brings new life. It's a 1st and 10. The referees are needing to take an official timeout because they're having issues on the sideline trying to get the equipment going. So the official timeout gives a quick breather for both teams. See Coach Hartman on the sideline talking to the referee and also talking with his team. There seems to be a little bit of a conversation from the referees over at the 25.
So they're also talking with some trainers about something.
Yeah, but they're discussing something. I'm a little curious of what's going on because you can see Coach Hardman from the Conroe sideline walking up to the referees. Maybe there's something with the clock or something.
I mean, I haven't noticed anything wrong with the chains or the clock or anything.
But Coach Hardman is adamant about what's going on and is trying to speak with the referees because they're still conversing over at the 25. And then you could also see Coach McDowell from the Grand Oaks sideline talking. It's going to be a 3rd down. They're going to push him back. It's going to be a 3rd and 2. So Nunley was out of bounds just short of the first down. Got to move the sticks back, reposition everything. Both teams getting a breather as they get everything situated for a 3rd and 2. Play is about to resume here. Potential audible from the sideline. Tyler Wise goes in motion.
It's like Grand Oaks is showing some pressure.
As they give it to Green again and is short of the first down. They might do a measurement here. But I have a feeling that Coach Hardman is going to go for it on 4th down.
This is where Grand Oaks has got to be disciplined because this is where you'll see teams use the hard count.
Actually, Coach Hardman is bringing his punt team out. Not being aggressive here. He has total confidence in his defense. His defense have only let up 1 touchdown tonight. Been able to do 2 goal line stands, 1 turnover on downs, having the field goal go wide right. Booming kick. As it rolls past the 35, Conroe tries to keep it in bounds and give it an extra yard. It'll be a 1st and 10 at the Grand Oaks 34. Wes, it's been a game of defense. There have been a few big plays on offense, but mostly it has been a defensive battle from both teams.
It really has been a defensive battle. It's been a low-scoring game, which is something that we really didn't expect coming in here with both teams and their high-powered passing offenses.
We were thinking that maybe it would be like in the 20s and 30s from both teams. We weren't expecting to see them in the teens and even the odds. And it's another false start on Grand Oaks. This is what's going to be the bane of their existence, these penalties in the second half. They played a fairly clean game in the first half, and now
False start, number 74, offense. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
almost every single offensive lineman has had a false start tonight. The only one that I don't think has been called has been number 51, Cole Cochran.
All these false starts, man, I'm telling you, they're giving me some flashbacks back to some Texans games with Laramie Tunsil. Whew.
I know he didn't get any this past week.
He did not. It's one of the reasons that we won. But
let's see. They get lined up. It's a 1st and 15 now. And looks to be a delay of game. Was Coach able to get that timeout off?
don't see a flag, so it looks like he might. Nope.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
And they are just shooting themselves in the foot here.
No, they did not.
This is the second drive where they've had a first down and 20.
So 1st and 20. Smith gets pressure, throws up the middle, finds Ty Roop. Big, strong hands, gets a 15, maybe 16-yard reception. Big target in the middle of the field.
And that's what they've been needing to do. They need to place the ball where only Ty Roop can catch it. You see, throws it a little bit high for him, which for anybody else would probably go over their head, but not for big 6'7" Ty Roop.
Second and 6. It's a handoff to Wallace as he gets back to the line of scrimmage and a yard. Now it's 3rd and medium, 3rd and 5 with just right around 2 minutes left here in the third. Grand Oaks down by 10. They've been in the red zone multiple times tonight, but unable to capitalize on points. They only have the one touchdown, the 27-yarder, over to Preston Cloud in the second quarter. Kent in motion. It's a screen as they give it to Paxton McCutcheon and gets a first down for Grand Oaks.
Just going with what you were saying on that previous play, that one touchdown was one of those big explosive plays, which honestly, so far in this second half, Grand Oaks has been lacking.
Been playing a little bit more conservative. No urgency, but at the same time, needing to find a little bit of momentum as they give it back to Wallace again. You know, back in the day, we haven't seen any trick plays tonight, but back in the day, Coach Lou Holtz from Notre Dame, he would say that if you relied on trick plays, it means that you were desperate. And I'm paraphrasing what Coach Holtz would say. Sometimes if you are able to execute a trick play perfectly, it'll make the defense question if you're going to do it again later. As a play-action pass for Smith, steps up in the pocket, looking for Cloud, just throws behind him a little bit, and Cloud was past Brew again. If you see the replay, Smith steps up, throws a dart, and just a little bit behind him.
That's a good job by Brew too. It looks like McLeod had a hand on the ball, was trying to juggle it back in, but Brew was just able to get a good hit on him.
Third and 7. 42 seconds left in the third. Kent in motion again. Smith drops back. He finds Wallace in the open field. Can he get the first down? He goes out of bounds near the sticks. They're going to say that he might be short. It's now going to be a 4th and 2, maybe a 4th and 1.
Yeah, and there's no question that they're going to go for it here.
You're almost in the fourth quarter, I agree. Looks like they're going to try to do a quarterback sneak. Last time they had a successful quarterback sneak with Smith that actually ended up being a 48-yard rush, but this time they were able to contain him while Grand Oaks does get the first.
Yeah, there's no question that they were going to go for it on that 4th down. They were in pretty much no man's land. They were in Tiger territory. You're down by 10. You got to have some big scoring drives soon.
Fresh life here for the Grizzlies. Looking to be 10 seconds left. They get the snap off in time before the quarter expires. And going downfield with Kent, there is a flag, but it is a reception near the goal line. But we do have a flag at the 15, waiting to see what comes out. It's going to be an official timeout as well, waiting for the referee with just 3 seconds remaining in the quarter to
have to see what the call is.
Yeah, waiting for the referees, because that was near the Grand Oaks sideline, right around the 15. Had my eye on Kent, but I did see that it was Brew and Cloud in the area where the flag was thrown. Not quite sure yet. During this official timeout, we're still waiting, but if the play stands, that's a great
It's going to be a holding on the defense. They're going to decline the penalty. Still going to be a first down. Big play there by Grand Oaks, which once again goes back to how this game is going to come down to those big plays.
The last time Grand Oaks was on the 1, they got pushed back and had to go for a field goal. Can Grand Oaks capitalize here and make it a 3-point game? As time has expired on the 3rd, we have 12 minutes left in this contest. And, of course, there's Sandstorm trying to get the crowd hyped here at the bank.
Definitely is what they need to do, this crowd.
Need to get some energy on that sideline.
Especially with how they are right now at the 1-yard line.
They're knocking on the door, looking to get it back in the end zone. They have not seen the end zone since the first half. They were shut out in the 3rd. Grand Oaks taking their time downfield, getting ready to be a goal line, 1st and goal at the 1. Getting the crowd involved. Kids having the time of their life right now. It's just after 9 o'clock here on a Friday Night Lights on senior night for Grand Oaks. They have Paxton McCutcheon lined up as a fullback. They're hugging the line, and that looks to be movement. It's going to be offsides, but it's going to be a rushing touchdown from Grant Smith.
Yeah, it just looked like a good old tush push there.
We're going to put our guys against your guys. Let's see what happens. Smith able to get past the goal line, gets the touchdown. It's right now a 4-point game. Pinning the extra point could make it a 3-point game. Grand Oaks is still in it.
I think it was the sandstorm that got them hyped up. That's just my personal opinion, though.
It is a good song.
It is.
There is a flag. While the extra point is good, we do have a flag.
Flag, we'll have to see.
Might have been offsides, just waiting.
Will be interesting to see what the penalty is. They're still discussing it.
Very much so.
On the extra point, we had a personal foul against the defense. The rusher did not have his hand in the ground and made contact with the offense. That is a penalty.
That is a very interesting call. Don't think I've ever seen that called before.
I've never heard it this season.
Didn't know that was a penalty, if I'm being quite honest with you. But hey, the more you know.
It's a thick rule book. It's a thick rule book. You have those routine penalties from time to time, and then you'll get caught off guard with something like that. But they know the law of the land.
But now we'll see how Conroe responds to them scoring. You know, they're going to want to try to score a touchdown of their own here. None of the teams have sent off their kickoff units yet.
Curious if they're going to have a specific ball placement with the penalty, because if Grand Oaks would originally be kicking off at the 40, depending on the yardage, it looks like they might kick off from the Conroe's 45.
That is what it looks like.
Makes you wonder, would you potentially try to have a high kick and have your kick team try to recover and give yourself good field position?
That is a very interesting question, as Rosado is on the kickoff. It's now whistles. So it'll be a timeout from Conroe. Be very interesting to see. I wouldn't be surprised if we see an onside kick here. You know, you're at their own 45-yard line. Worst case scenario, they get the ball at their own 35. Best case scenario, you get the ball back and you have the chance to score.
And Rosado can pinpoint where the amount of power that he's going to put into his kick. You don't want to give them a touchback, because then it kind of nullifies that penalty right away. So many scenarios are happening right now. And if you see someone like Preston Cloud on the kick team, he has the speed that he can make his way through, and he has the hops that he could jump up and potentially recover if it's a high bouncing onside kick. Because you do see Cloud, he is on the kick team right now. He's lining up.
Be very interesting to see what they do. Wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of pooch kick almost either.
And you can see what Conroe's doing as they're lined up. They're pretty much tight in between the 35 and the 20. You can see 10 Conroe players in that 15-yard area.
Now Jenks getting his men ready. Wouldn't be surprised now if they try to kick it deeper to the right, since nobody is back there. Jenks lines up the kick. Now we have another timeout by Grand Oaks. It's a game of chess, not checkers.
Very much so.
Now I believe they saw that Conroe was lining up the way that they were. Now they're talking over with their kicking team, discussing what to do, because it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't call that timeout if he still kicked it towards that big area, because there's an area of about 20, 25 yards where nobody is there. And especially if you have guys with speed like you said, McLeod, he's able to get down there, and then you almost have a touchdown almost. Cloud. Correction, Cloud.
Yeah, because I see the Cloud is lined up on the outside instead of Rosado. Well, is Rosado now back in?
Rosado is now back in.
It is a game of chess and checkers right now.
Rosado kicks it away, kicks it through the back of the end zone for a touchback, which, as you were saying, almost nullifies the penalty. But it's the reason we're not coaching. So
there's still 12 minutes left, and you've been able to make some good stops with the defense. Plenty of time left in the game. It's anyone's game. It's a 3-point game, not a 3-score game. 3-point game.
Yeah, it'd be a very different story here if it was a 3-score game.
Exactly. Then you would be going for that onside if it was a 3-score game. Still trying to play catch up.
So now the Conroe offense takes the field, hoping to drive down there and score, get a little bit bigger of a lead after Grand Oaks was able to score on their last drive. Nunley line up in the shotgun, almost a pistol formation. He'll keep it himself. He's got a little bit of running room, but he'll be tripped up at about the 37-yard line.
Christian Nunley still being able to put the rope-a-dope on this defense. They're keeping an eye on Green, and no one's spying Nunley. Nunley's rushed close to 150 yards tonight, and that's pretty much the MO in the heart and soul of this Conroe offense tonight.
Now Nunley takes the snap. This time he will hand it off. Green trying to make something happen, but he won't be able to. Gets barely back to the line of scrimmage, if not losing a yard.
Great penetration by the defense, able to get behind the line of scrimmage, push him out of the way. These linebackers are putting the hurt in the front three. They're just continuing to bring the pressure and stop this run game from Dramico Green.
And I will say that's honestly been the way it's been for both teams, like you were saying, with them both, with the linebackers really being one of the big stories of this game. Now he's lined up in the shotgun again. Green to his right, or to his left, correction. Motions his man. He'll hand it off. Green trying to look for a little bit of running room. He's got some. He's at the 40. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. The 20. It's a foot race, but he'll get chased out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. We'll see. We'll have to see where they mark him. Good play there by Conroe, able to get that electric offense going with Green.
And it's mostly Derek Dock, number 75, able to just get in front of Green, setting that block that was allowing him to get to the second level and have himself one of the biggest runs of the night from the senior, Dramico Green, as they are now back in the red zone.
Dramico there showing why he's committed to SMU, why he's a 4-star recruit. So now Nunley lines up in the shotgun, running back to his right. He'll look to throw. Now he's going to look to scramble. He's going to run. But he will throw it, but he'll throw it incomplete. Good pressure there by Grand Oaks.
Able to put the pressure on Nunley. Able to evade 2 tackles there. And the smart play, just throw it away, take the incomplete pass. Didn't have anyone open downfield. Let's just go ahead, dial up another play. You are in great field position here. You know that you have a great kicker in Zach Morgan if you have to go for a field goal and make it a 6-point lead. But right now, that was a smart play by Nunley, throwing it away.
Now Nunley line up in the shotgun again. Green to his right. This is going to be a play action. He's going to look, try to find his man, and he'll drop it. Looked like he had it there for a second, but wasn't able to haul it in. Great pass by Nunley. Great protection. Receiver wasn't able to haul it in.
That was a great corner route from Jalen Mayen. Able to get a step in front of the corner. And great placement by Nunley, throwing into the back corner of the end zone. Just one of those plays that you have to just catch it over your shoulder, looking over your shoulder, right in the breadbasket. Unfortunate, that could have been an easy 6 for the Tigers.
Wasn't able to haul it in, as now Conroe going back to this pistol formation almost. Nunley in the shotgun. Green to his left, sends him in motion. Almost looking for a speed option. There are whistles. Conroe using their second timeout before the play. So have to see, it looks like they were almost trying to run a speed option there, a little bit of Army style.
It looked like it, and Nunley had that look that he was actually going to pitch it to Green. From our vantage point, there was quite some space there.
There indeed was. But Conroe takes the timeout before. It's 3rd down and 10.
Very close game.
It is a very close game. This will probably be one of the big deciding drives for both teams. At this point, any drive inside of the red zone or even inside of the 30 is a big deciding drive in this game with how close it is.
Yeah, Grand Oaks trying to disrupt Conroe's winning streak this year.
So now Conroe offense comes back out on the field. To see what formation they come out in. They have been running a bit of pistol formation, as now it'll just be a single back with Green to his right. Nunley will take the snap, play action pass. He's looking to throw. They'll throw it, and it'll be caught for a touchdown, Tigers.
Yeah, that was number 5, Jalen Mayen, getting the touchdown reception. And you could see that there was some extra movement there. Tight coverage. Trying to see who was the defensive back on the coverage. Having a little trouble there with my replay, but the defender tried to get a hand on it, but great placement by Nunley. We'll see on the replay coming up.
So now Morgan lines up for the extra point. Snap is good, holds good, kick is up, and it is good. And Mayon, this season so far, he really has been one of Nunley's favorite targets.
Very much so, and there you go. So that was number 7, Jackson to George, and you can see he was trying to time it, almost got the pass deflection, but just that good placement from Nunley, getting it out of reach of DeGeorge. And Conroe.
It is one of the great things that he does. He's able to put it right where the receiver needs it.
And Conroe taking back still holding on to the lead, extending the lead now. It's 24-14.
Now Grand Oaks, they need to respond here on this drive. They need to respond because now Conroe's got the momentum again after stopping them on the last drive. Or after scoring on the last drive. My apologies. But they just really need to score here. At this point, every drive is pivotal.
Every drive is pivotal.
For both teams, honestly.
Because Conroe wants to keep their lead intact. Grand Oaks trying to catch up.
And every drive is pivotal, especially in this game, which is very pivotal in the playoffs. So now Morgan will kick it off, a little bit of a pooch kick almost. Won't be returned. Ball will be taken out to about the 27-yard line.
I think that was Donnell Frazier who signaled for the fair catch.
Now at this point, this is where Conroe really needs that game-wrecking ability that their defense has with with Jaden Ramos and Laura. Now quarterback lined up in the shotgun, pistol formation. Running back motions out. Smith takes a snap. He's going to look to throw. It's going to be hit as he throws, and it's going to be an incomplete pass.
Well, Smith was signaling, hey, where's the flag after getting hit, looking for Kent downfield. Oh, there is a penalty flag, but that wasn't behind the line of scrimmage. Might be a hold.
He was looking for a penalty flag. They threw one, just
not in favor of
not in favor of Grand Oaks.
This has been the story of Grand Oaks this entire half. Multiple penalties. They've played one of the cleanest halves of football. Only one penalty in the entire first half. This half, 5 penalties in 14 minutes.
First down and 20. Smith in the gun. He'll hand it off. He's going to look for some room. He's not going to get very much of it. Still going to bring up second down at about 18.
And Keelan Gauze, another one of those short runs that he's been dishing out. In the second quarter, he was able to actually have some good medium-sized runs. But right now, you're right. This Conroe defense is continuing to put the hurt on the Grand Oaks offense and not letting him get an inch or a yard.
Now quarterback lining up in the single back. Sends his man in motion. Smith will take the snap. He's getting pressured. He'll check the swing pass. He's going to try to get a little bit of running room, and he'll get to about the 28-yard line. He'll bring up third down and 10.
Keelan Goss getting a nice reception on the swing pass. Looked like he might have been overthrown, but able to just get fingertips on it and get some back at least to the sticks with it being a third and long.
Now, with it being third down and 10, and at the point that they are in the game, do you consider this fourth down territory yet?
I'm such a conservative person when it comes to offense, but being in the fourth quarter, I probably would go for it, depending on how many yards I would get on this play.
Smith takes the snap. He's going to look to throw. It's going to be a screen pass, but looks like his intended receiver fell down. It looks like the turf monster may have got him there.
Yeah. Looking for Paxton McCutcheon. There's going to be another screen as he fell, and now it's going to be a fourth and long, and we're going to see the punt team make their way back to the field.
Punt team, they need one of those field flipping punts that they've been able to show that they've had so far. That punt is away. Fair catch signal for, and it'll take a bounce. It'll take a good bounce inside the 25 at about the 20-yard line. That's what they need in one of those field flipping punts.
A lot of field position moved pretty much. Kicking from the 15 and rolling to the 20.
People don't really realize how big of a part special teams plays in a real game, but as Pat McAfee says, punters are people too, and that's what and that was just shown there, because now Conroe's in their own territory, and now they've got a chance to maybe get some momentum back here on defense. Now Nunley lines up in the shotgun, single back. Three receivers to his left, one to his right. Motions his man out. Looks like it's going to be a handoff to Green. Green is going to try to look for some running room, but once again, it seems to be a theme this night. He's not going to find any. He'll get tackled for a loss of about a yard.
Senior Brandon Moylan, who's been leading the team in tackles, able to get behind the line of scrimmage and get a loss. Able to continue to keep an eye on Green. Haven't really been trying to spy Nunley at all, because Nunley's been able to run up and down the field tonight.
Then they'll line up in the shotgun again, single back formation. Green to his left. Motion his man. It's going to be a handoff to Green. He's going to look for some running room, but he won't be able to get any. As now to bring up about 3rd and 7. This is the type of stop that the Grand Oaks defense needs.
You're letting the clock run. You probably wouldn't mind going for another run here and continue to keep the clock moving unless you want to have faith in Nunley to throw near the sticks and try to get a first down and bring fresh life to this offense. There's a lot of personnel in the backfield that they could potentially run again.
Nunley's going to keep him himself. He's going to look to try to run for the first down, but he won't be able to get it. Big stop here by the Grand Oaks defense, as now they'll get the ball with about 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
Nothing wrong with punting here. Conroe defense being able to put stops on Grand Oaks, only holding them to 2 touchdowns tonight. If you go by the numbers throughout the season coming into tonight, Grand Oaks has scored 227 points on the season, and Conroe has scored only 139. But the fact of the matter, they've only allowed 62 on defense.
It'll be Goss and Jackson to return. There's whistles on the field. Have to see what they're for. Looks like the referees are discussing something. Very interesting. We have seen multiple official timeouts in this game.
Both teams are being escorted to their sidelines. Interesting enough.
Have to see what they are discussing. Maybe it was a spot of the ball. Maybe they have disagreeing spots.
That's what did happen earlier, where they had to readjust the spot. With playoff implications on the line, you want to make sure you get it right.
This is as we observe the wild pack of zebras in their natural habitat, discussing something. Doesn't look like much changed.
Let both teams get a quick breather.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe they were worried about the teams being dehydrated.
Well, saw the head referee get himself some water from the trainer. Maybe he was thirsty too.
One is away. No fair catch signal, or there was a fair catch signal for. Grand Oaks will get the ball at about their own 44 or 43-yard line. Maybe the referees was concerned. They just wanted to give them some of that high-quality H2O.
Maybe. Could be. You know, if you're thinking about it, the Grand Oaks jerseys do kind of look like the Mud Dogs from Waterboy.
They do.
From the Bourbon Bowl.
From the Bourbon Bowl. Just got a question for you. You remember that time whenever Bobby Boucher came back at halftime and the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl?
I do remember that. That was quite a comeback.
Play action. Smith will look to pass. He's under pressure. He's going to try to run. He's going to throw on the run. It'll be a complete pass into Tiger territory. First down, Grizzlies.
That was great from Kent. Being able to corral it and bring it down and getting the catch in the field of play. Because I thought that he was going out of bounds. Well, he did go out of bounds, but was able to get that first down. And one of those things that they needed.
Ran that hitch route to perfection is now. Smith will take the snap. It's going to be another play action bootleg. He's going to look to throw down the field, but incomplete pass.
Yeah, looking for Roop. Another tight coverage again. Looked like that was number 13, Damian Horace.
Has been some good tight coverage so far in this half from both teams, honestly. Not very many big plays being let up in the pass game, except for maybe one or two. Now Smith will line up in the shotgun again. Send his man in motion. Look to pass. It's going to be a screen play, but the defense able to break through the screen.
Trying to dial up a screen to Goss. Not really much happening. Another third down. Now this is one of those big third downs. You're third and long. You're halfway through the fourth quarter, and you're just trailing by 10.
I think this is definitely fourth down territory at this point. Now Smith in the shotgun again. Take the snap. Another play action pass. He's going to try to escape the pocket, but he won't be able to escape the grip of Jaden Ramos with a sack.
That puts Jaden Ramos at 7 sacks on the season now. That's his second sack tonight. And bringing that fourth down, being a 4th and 20. Don't have many 4th and 20s in your playbook. You're playing with one timeout left on your sideline, needing your defense to come back out, put another stop. You're down 10, less than 6 minutes left in the game.
Now Rosado. Punt is away. So he'll take another Grand Oaks bounce. It looks like it hit one of the players, which stopped it from going a little bit forward.
Yeah, it hit Paxton McCutcheon. He was in the line of where the ball was going to bounce. Just all the players going down had great lanes that they ran. They were trying to get to the ball, which they did. And it's unfortunate because that probably could have gone back another 5, maybe 10 yards if it didn't get touched by McCutcheon.
All right, it's now Nunley will line up in the shotgun pistol formation. Green to his right. Take the snap. It'll be a handoff. Looking for some run room, but once again, this front 7 by Grand Oaks has just been able to stuff the run almost all night.
Yeah, DK Franklin was in getting that first snap as Dramico Green is coming back from the sideline.
So now they've shown the run a lot. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of play actions almost. So now Nunley will line up in the pistol formation again.
And you can play with the game clock as much as you want right now, since Grand Oaks only has one timeout left.
Now look to pass, but he will get sacked behind the line of scrimmage. Another good play by that Grand Oaks front 7.
I think that was, I want to see the replay. I think that might have been either Moylan or Tang in the mix. Yep, it was number 17, Tang. Was the first man that got a hand on him. Joshua Tang, senior, having himself a night on senior night. Keeping this Grand Oaks defense.
Now it's 3rd down and 12. Just about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Grand Oaks down by 10.
They're going to take their last time out now as the play clock went to 0.
So now it's interesting. Do you try to get the first down here and try to maybe run out more of the clock, or you just run it and punt?
You have a 2-score lead. If you can get a first down, then try to take advantage of getting the first down, but your defense has been lights out all night. You've held Grand Oaks to 14. It would be simple to just run the ball here, continue to chew up more clock, because this drive alone, they've eaten up 2 minutes on the game clock, maybe even close to 3 minutes. And it just shows that Grand Oaks will be under 4 minutes when if they get the ball back, and having to go down and score twice.
So now Conroe offense takes the field. And then Lee will be lined up in the shotgun pistol.
Yeah, you don't want to end up throwing a ball here and having it go incomplete. Run the ball, give it to Green, or Nunley keep it here.
Green goes in motion. It'll be a speed option, but he won't get the first down, as now we'll see the punt team come on for Conroe.
That was a shuffle pass up to Tyler Wise. Got positive yardage, but easy enough. Grand Oaks defense putting up another stop. And ever since the fumble on the kickoff by Grand Oaks, it's been all Conroe this entire second half.
Really has us now.
Sound defense, being able to push downfield, get points when needed.
Now the punt is away. And over in punt, it'll take a Conroe bounce at about the 30-yard line. It'll keep on rolling to about the 20, 25. They're trying to give it some air. He'll down at the 26.
As you can see, it's 3:14 left in regulation, needing to go 74 yards to get to the end zone. And on top of that, getting an onside if you are able to score, and then try to tie it up with a field goal.
I mean, if they scored relatively quickly, I don't know if you really need the onside with how their defense has been playing.
The old offensive scheme that Grand Oaks would do, they'd had more of an up-tempo style offense, but now there's not a lot of that tempo and sense of urgency.
Smith will take the snap, was going to pass. Under pressure, he'll take the check down, and he'll go out of bounds at about the 25 or 27-yard line.
Nothing downfield, able to find Gauze with the swing pass, with the check down, gets a yard, able to stop the clock going out of bounds. But this is where you need to try to get some of those intermediate throws, at least in the middle of the field. Even trying to take an eye, looking at Cloud on the far side, lined up.
Now Smith in the shotgun. Looks like it's going to be another screen pass. Is going to try to find some room, but once again, blowing up that screen is Conroe. They've been blowing up the screens all night.
Maybe 2-3 yards on that reception from Kent. But you're right, under 3 minutes, and as you see, there's no sense of urgency. They need to play with some tempo, get on the line, because you're down 10 points.
That Grand Oaks offense trying to form a wall for the screen, and Conroe, they've been bursting through it like the Kool-Aid man is now Smith. Lined up in the shotgun. Sends his man in motion. He's going to look to pass. He's going to be hit.
Ball comes out.
Ball's going to come out. And there he is again, Jaden Ramos with the strip sack. He's having himself a big game.
Senior for Conroe is disrupting senior night here for Grand Oaks.
Starting to think, is that Jaden Ramos on the field or is that J.J. Watt? Because he has been a game wrecker so far.
Oh, that's Ramos. We don't have ourselves a J.J. There's only one J.J. There's only one J.J. Future Hall of Famer.
Hopefully he'll sign again with the Texans if we have a couple of injuries.
No, he ain't coming back. He's happy doing what he's doing.
I had a theory. If they go to the Super Bowl, I think they sign him to a one-day contract to get him that Super Bowl win.
He is still doing some activity, but I don't see it happening.
A fumble on the snap, as now Nunley will be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. The snap barely even made it to Nunley before it hit the ground. So it'll be a loss of about a loss of 7 yards. They will get bailed out by that face mask.
And that's the entire story of the Grizzlies this second half. Most of them have been offensive penalties, and now you have this defensive penalty.
Penalties have really been the big story of this entire game. So now Nunley will line up in the pistol again. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Looks like Grand Oaks playing more of a zone coverage. As now we'll hand it off to Green. We'll find some room up the middle, and he'll score a touchdown for the Tigers. Jermico Green, the SMU commit, rumbling and stumbling his way into the end zone.
He finds his 12th rushing touchdown of the season tonight as Conroe continues to extend the lead over Grand Oaks.
So now Conroe will go up 30-14 with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Morgan's on for the extra point. Snap is good, holds good, kick is up, and good.
We're going to see the replay coming up, and it's the Jermico Green run right up the middle, able to dance his way, pinball his way through just a little bit, high stepping, and as you were saying, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, crosses the plane, but those high steps, high knees, gets the job done in the end zone.
We'll say if Chris Berman was calling that, I think that play would have had a little bit of whoop with it.
Fun fact about Chris Berman, he's been with ESPN for 45 years. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
He probably sees himself maybe 5 more. He was actually on the Dan Patrick Show earlier this week, and it's really cool when you get to listen to those kinds of interviews because they've been colleagues for so long and they've been in the sports journalism industry for so long that they talk shop, and it's just they're back into that conversation like they haven't missed a step. And it's so fun to listen to and watch because you know that they have so many stories from back in the day, especially in the 90s. I know that was before your time, but that was my prime time of watching SportsCenter back in the day, and Baseball Tonight with Boom.
Now Morgan line up to kick. Kicks off a little bit of a pooch kick again, but it'll go out of bounds and the ball will come out to the 40-yard line. You don't have to say 90s like before my time. Like, I know my fair share of stuff about football and pop culture in the 90s.
I get it. What year were you born?
2009.
Oh, my. Oh, that hurt. That stung a little bit. There's a huge age difference. I understand that you are in high school, but that is a huge age difference right now. Whoo. 2009. Wow. Unfortunately, no one was able to hear that in the booth. One of our people working in the back, Milton, said he has shoes older than you, Wes.
Smith motions his man. Look to pass. Now he's going to try to run under pressure. The ball will be thrown out of bounds.
Smart play. You were under pressure. You're under duress. Good coverage from Conroe. Able to throw it away.
Conroe, they've been able to get the pressure all night, man.
You're down 17. 2 minutes left.
As now Smith line up in the shotgun. Take the snap. He's going to look to throw. Quick out to the big man, Ty Roop, and he'll get the first down. Try to truck some man, but he won't be able to. He's going to get the first down at about the 44-yard line.
Nice route run by Roop. Throws a little out. Able to move upfield. He was wide open, getting the reception. If Grand Oaks is trying to find the end zone, they need to play with more speed right now.
Smith looking to pass. It's going to be hit as he throws, and it's going to be intercepted by the Tigers. And he's still going. He's at the 30, the 20, or the 25, and he'll be chased out of bounds at about the 25-yard line, and that right there might just seal the game.
Yeah, that was number 1, Mark Jones.
Who?
Mark Jones in on the interception. And That's going to be the second turnover.
Mark Jones, he's letting Grand Oaks know that he is the one and only, and you can't clone him.
I can't with you right now. Oh, man. Unfortunate. Smith throws his third interception of the year tonight.
Now, this will pretty much seal the game. Just need to sit on it a couple times, take a knee.
Easy enough. Come out. You do see a couple Tiger players from the sideline with some confidence, knowing that they're going to go home with a dub here tonight. You're right. They're going to come out in that victory formation.
Now they can just kneel on it a couple times.
Very much so. Nunley taking the knee.
They'll be able to head into next week's game against Willis with a perfect 6-0 record, which means that game will determine who is number one in the district.
In that game. Oh, I'm looking at the schedule already. It's going to be next Friday at Moorhead.
It'll be at Moorhead.
And I think that you will be commentating with David Laney.
Yes, I will.
David Laney, not David Laney. David Laney. My apologies, David, if you are listening tonight. But, yeah.
Now, the teams will head to the 50-yard line, and Conroe will start off their season 6-0, all but guaranteeing themselves a spot in the postseason.
Yep, you're right. That's going to do it as the clock is winding down. It's at 10 now, 10 seconds remaining. And you're right. Conroe taking the knee. Both teams going to the sideline, shaking hands. Hard-fought battle tonight as Conroe, as you're saying, goes undefeated still. The battle, as you said, of I-45 next week, Conroe and Willis over at Moorhead. And next week it'll be the Battle of the Oaks here for Oak Ridge's homecoming game next Friday night.
It's almost a little bit of a week of war for the district. Two battles.
Two very hard-fought district battles. Playoff implications, the sole spot of first place with Conroe and Willis. Oak Ridge coming off of a bye. Grand Oaks now 2-3 in the district. Let me check over at Moorhead to see what's going on between Caney Creek and College Park and check the scores over there. And as everyone is exchanging good sportsmanship at midfield, we are going to have some in-game highlights for everyone who's still tuning in with us to watch as the game is going to be concluding shortly. But yes, Conroe winning 31-14 here tonight. College Park.
A lot to a little. Let's just put it that way.
Let's just put it that way. College Park will move up to the 4 spot now. And Wildcats playing at home against the New Caney Eagles, winning 69-21 at the moment. They're in the fourth quarter. And Woodlands winning last night here at Woodforest Bank Stadium over Cleveland. Right now it's going to be first place just because of the amount of points that they have scored. Willis is holding number 1. Conroe holding number 2, even though they both are undefeated. That could potentially change. Conroe could move up to 1 if they are able to take down Willis next week. Then you have the Woodlands at number 3, and now College Park potentially moving up to number 4, which means that while Grand Oaks was in that number 4 spot, losing tonight puts them back, but they have the potential to come back against Oak Ridge next week.
Oak Ridge in the Battle of the Oaks.
In the Battle of the Oaks.
So it'll definitely be another pivotal game for that 4th playoff spot.
Because Conroe will be playing Caney Creek in week 9, and then it'll be New Caney in the Woodlands on. Let me actually pull up the full schedule, not our work schedule. My apologies. Let me look that back up. Because it'll be week 8. that'll be week 9 I'm looking at. Okay, so Conroe will be playing against Caney Creek. Caney Creek will be at home. College Park will be playing. No, that'll be College. No, Grand Oaks will have a bye that week. And then College Park will be playing Cleveland on the road. New Caney will be here at Woodforest Bank Stadium against the Woodlands. And then in week 10, it'll be Oak Ridge versus Caney Creek at Woodforest Bank Stadium. Conroe going to be hosting the Woodlands at Moorhead. College Park will be on their bye week, and then it'll be Grand Oaks hosting Willis on Halloween. That's what it looks like in the coming weeks. But as all the highlights conclude, Big West, it's been fun tonight. It was a good game. It was very close in the beginning. Conroe took over and went away with it in the end.
Yes, they did. They were able to just get the momentum going and were able to just seal the game.
They set the tone in the second half, making their adjustments at halftime, getting that fumble recovery early, and then moving downfield and making those stops on defense, getting the interceptions.
Yeah, they were just able to hit that big play momentum that they had.
But we hope that you have yourself a great weekend. Be safe over the weekend. Get home safe. I know that people are still traveling. I know it's actually, y'all are going to be, it's a holiday weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the mid-fall break or whatever?
Yep.
So you guys are going to be, it's a 4-day weekend. So enjoy yourself. I'm sure that you're going to be practicing on Monday. Are y'all going to be practicing on Monday even though it's a holiday?
Good question, actually. Might need to check that.
You might need to check that. You don't need to be running sprints if you miss practice on Monday.
Yeah. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the broadcast where I must bid you adieu. So
that's right.
Goodbye, mwah, and good night, bang.
For the Woodforest Bank Stadium stream, I'm Jackson Cochran. He is Wesley Turner. Thank you to our production team in the booth. We hope that everybody has himself a nice, safe weekend, and take care.